is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with another video. We're going to start handing out the awards that I predict. I got some right last year, and I got majority of them right, including the playoff series. But I'm going to try my luck this year. But we're going to start off with some fun today and tomorrow, which is Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to talk about the most underrated and the most overrated. So if you haven't subscribe now to see it early before you have to find it later in the future. So this is tough, but it was a lot of players in the league that I felt could have been underrated. I felt like deserved some more praise or accolades. I'm actually gonna do something different. I'm gonna name a couple people that may be underrated that I did not pick before I tell you guys who I did pick to make the video a little longer, more fun, and more interesting. Chris Middleton. He's a guy that's been getting a lot more hype. And usually when you go out there and you play well and you average 20 points a game and have an excellent playoff series, people start to notice. So one of the biggest reasons why I didn't pick Chris Middleton is because I don't really feel like he's underrated anymore. I feel like everybody that's serious basketball fans, they know that Chris Middleton can play. Not only that, I feel like the analysts are talking about him a lot more. Like I said, even the NBA players been speaking more out about Chris Middleton. So I couldn't really pick Chris Middleton because of that. He's getting a lot of exposure from the people inside, and once he make it to an All-Star game, I definitely can see Chris Middleton not being underrated no more. But he also was one of the people that I said he should be in the All-Star game last year. But instead they went with Kemba Walker and Andre Drummond, which I'm fine with because they All-Star caliber players themselves. But, you know, Chris Middleton didn't make it. So you could technically say he's not an All-NBA player, not an All-NBA defensive player. But also he's not even an All-Star. So you can make a case that Chris Middleton is underrated. But the way he has been playing and the notoriety that he gets from the Hoopers, at the end of the day, I couldn't give it to him just because he's starting to get a lot of respect around the league. Another person, Drew Holiday. One of the reasons why I didn't pick Drew Holiday, which I really was considering picking Drew Holiday for the most underrated player, is because I already told you guys when I picked the Pelicans to beat the Portland Trailblazers in the playoffs last season. I said that people going to start witnessing how great Drew Holiday is, and he was able to get a 40-point game. He was able to show his two-way capabilities. He was able to show his ability to make plays for others, score the basketball on and off the ball, have great go-to moves, great handles, a great defender, can guard ones, twos, and threes and switch. So I was like, hey, Drew Holiday, that's my most underrated player. But I couldn't do that because I already said that he was going to be underrated before the season started, and he was. And next thing you know, DeMarcus Cousins go down. He has a higher responsibility, plus he was healthy for the rest of the year, something that he hasn't been. Next thing Drew Holiday has a breakout year, going back to the old former when he was in Philly and having a great playoff. So his playoff performance made him a little bit, just like Chris Middleton, more on the vision of the other players. And he was dominant in that Portland series, and he was okay in the Golden State series. But he's no longer underrated, and he was an All-Star before. But he's coming back to form, and it's good to see it. But I already said he was going to be underrated before the season started, and I already said he was underrated in the playoffs. So I can't use him again because I already told you guys that in the past. Another guy that I wanted to talk about that I personally feel is a little underrated was Otto Porter. Now, he was going to be a guy that I was going to definitely pick for underrated, but I was like, I had picked Bradley Beal last year, and Bradley Beal, was All-Star this year, so I couldn't pick Bradley Beal. And I couldn't really pick Otto Porter because he's just a 3-point marksman. He's a good defender, not great. He was drafted as a guy that can be a glue guy. He can pass. He can handle the ball a little bit. He can do all the little things, and he has became that because they need him to shoot the three. And he was excellent from the 3-point line all last year. Not only that, he accepted being the third, fourth option on the team, which is hard for a lot of players to do, especially as lottery picks. And he got paid big money too. But not only that, he does play well because he has John Wall and he does have Bradley Beal that makes his job easier and allows him to play off the ball where he has become so deadly. But Otto Porter is one of my favorite players in the league, and definitely one of the players that I think can take his game to another level. If they really need him to do it, they're going to pay him max money. They're going to need him to bring as much to the table as possible. And hopefully he can be able to do that this year playing with Dwight Howard, John Wall, and Bradley Beal. Um, at the end of the day, I didn't pick Otto Porter, but he was close for my pick. Another guy is Joe Ingles. That's a guy that I definitely couldn't pick because a lot of people are starting to notarize him a lot more. I've been seeing a lot of videos and a lot of coverage talking about Joe Ingles, so I really couldn't pick Joe Ingles at all just because everybody's talking about him. Everybody noticed him. He was great in the playoffs. He's been a solid role player, just like Otto Porter Jr., and he's been getting a lot of credit from a lot of people on YouTube and a lot of people around the league. So to me, he kind of lost his underratedness because he is a great role player and nothing more than that. But that's what he is. So he's not underrated because he does that role well. So I couldn't pick him this year, and it would have been a little cheap because that's what everybody is saying about him now. Steven Adams is another guy that I think a lot of people sleep on because Russell Westbrook does steal a lot of his rebounds and he does stat pad a lot. That he gets the credit which he should because he is the superstar in OKC. He is the franchise player, and they do have another player with Carmelo named Paul George last year, and he was an All Star. So he definitely gets benefits playing with two other All Stars and All NBA players. But not only that, he has been a little underrated. But a couple years ago, people started bringing up his name, and it helped him get his $100 million extension. But I feel like Steven Adams, he can do more. And if he does more, he's not going to be underrated either. But I feel like Steven Adams has been a great role player, rolling to the rim, getting offensive rebounds, getting finishes around the basket, whether it's lobs or dunks, diving hard to the basket to get lobs and dunks and layups, and just being a guy that knows his role and accepts it. And he's willing to do whatever he has to do to make the team win, whether that's him being a third best player, fourth best player, or sometimes not even get that many shots that game, or even get the rebound stole for Russell Westbrook. I couldn't really put Steven Adams, even though I really wanted to. But he's a guy that I think he's decently rated. People respect him. People think he can play. And people always bring him up. They were saying that he was better than Carmelo. So if they're saying he's better than Carmelo, that means he's the third best option. He's not that much underrated. And one more guy that I really could have had picked. Um, well, I just say a couple people. Julius Randle. A lot of people starting to give him a lot of credit now, so I couldn't really pick him. And obviously, it's guys that's like Fred Van Fleet that people respect, but people knows he's great in his role. And the people that recognize these players are basically the hardcore NBA people. So the person that I personally felt this year, I do this every year, is Dario Saric. He's a guy that is in that Otto Porter, Steven Adams role where they don't really need him to be dominant. They don't need him to be great. But he's a guy that when they need him, he steps up. He knocks down the threes. He handles the ball well. He gets out in transition. He plays on the ball or off the ball whenever they need him. He can be a three. He can be a four, depending on the lineups. He's a guy that was very well improved last year compared to his rookie year. Yeah, you can say he was up in the rookie of the year candidate, but last year a lot of people slept on him. I even said that he should be a starter, and he ended up becoming a starter later that year. He improved his field goal percentage from 41 to 45. His three-point percentage went from 31 on 4 attempts a game to 39%. He went from 78% from the free throw line to 86. He was able to get 6 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 14.6 points a game. And I feel like his role, the reason why I bring him up is because people talk about Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is going to be an MVP candidate. He's going to be Defensive Player of the Year. He was in the MVP conversation. He did was second in Defensive Player of the Year. Ben Simmons won Rookie of the Year. And this year, everybody is focusing on Markelle Fultz. He had a good preseason game. Can he bring his jump shot back? Can he become? He was the #1 pick. Everybody's focused on Joel Embiid. Everybody's focused on Markelle Fultz. Everybody's focused on Ben Simmons' jump shot and him winning Rookie of the Year. Everybody's focused on all these guys. People even don't even talk that much about JJ Redick, and now they're saying that JJ Redick might come off the bench. So it's a lot of things going on in Philly, but one person that I don't really hear talk that much is the guy that allows them to be big and athletic and mobile, and a guy that does what he needs to do, which is stretch out and space out the floor, plus have some ball handling ability. And you could say you got an Otto Porter receiving on the road, like I said before, being that third or fourth option, but he's being very overlooked, especially because they said they needed a Kawhi Leonard, a Paul George type player, and that means they're going to have to pay that player. They already paid Joel Embiid. They're going to have to pay Ben Simmons. It's not going to be that much money for Dario Saric. And I was kind of surprised because he improved significantly and he showed that he was able to play with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid on the court at the same time. Ain't like he's coming in tearing up scrubs off the bench. Ain't like he's going out here having streaky games. He was decent in the playoffs, and he was great as a role player, as that third or fourth option throughout the season. As you know, Joel Embiid missed games, he was able to step up in the playoffs. He was able to step up, and I like Dario Saric. He went from a guy that I felt like I don't even know if he's going to come over to Philly to a guy that he didn't play that good, he didn't look that good as a rookie, to a guy that a lot of people felt like he should be a starter, and I was one of the people that said it before everybody else. And he started, and they looked it perfect. And remember, they won 16 in a row going into the playoffs, and they was able to get out of the first round. And Joel Embiid missed so much time, but Dario Saric stepped up, and he had played his role perfectly. And I definitely got to give him, heading into the 2018-2019, my award for the most underrated player in the NBA going into this season. And I think he's going to have a great season with ball handlers and guys that can take a lot of attention off of him. That's going to allow him to shine even more. Hopefully he can stay around the same points and the same efficiency. And if he's able to do that, Joel Embiid is going to be in the All-Star game. Ben Simmons is going to be in the All-Star game. But a lot of people are going to forget how great and how versatile and the floor spacing that he creates for them, that Dario Saric is just as important as any of those guys. Because without his ability to handle the ball, create plays, play in the pick and roll, and shoot threes. But not only that, play off the ball so you can play with Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz at the same time, and he can still be there as a guy off the ball or on the ball or even in transition, bringing up, giving him another weapon in transition. So I love me some Dario Saric, and I felt like he was underrated last year, but I had to say it this year. If I had to pick one player in the NBA that's not going to get a lot of credit, not going to get a lot of praise, but is going to show up, play hard, give them what they need, and be a main factor offensively for their team, plus give people matchup nightmares, it has to be Dario Saric. Let me know who you guys think is the most underrated player to you. Do you think I slept on somebody? Do you think I overrated some players? Do you think it's not Dario Saric? Do you think it's somebody else? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm only doing this video for fun. I love doing them every year, and you guys love watching them. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description and comment section below. Also, check out my spread shirt. There you can find t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, whatever you need, and in the comment section below. And also accessories like water bottles, pillowcases, or even a cell phone case with my brand on it. Thanks for supporting the movement. Thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for enjoying the content. Thanks for binge watching, and thanks for continually being supportive and subscribing. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, I'm gone, and let me know who you think is the most underrated player in the league, not named Dario Saric.